We're doing our official NFL power rankings today. See where we put all the teams. Let's get into it. All right, season 5, episode 16. James, how are we feeling?
We are back with a little bit of some football. We had 2 episodes last week, and those were both really good, so check those out. But this will be a good one. We got some power rankings. We'll do some picks. No guest on again this week, but
we had a guest on last week. So.
We did.
And it was Sticky Steve.
Oh, not on the college football episode though. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, all good, man. You got wiped. If you weren't counting, you got wiped against NFL picks last week. We'll talk about that later.
I know. Trust me, I know.
But everyone, I got 6.
Yeah, it was a really bad week.
I got
all 3 of us.
I think I got 6 or 7.
Steven got 5 and I got 5, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Steven got 6, I think. And then you got 5, and I got 7. Or something like that.
Wow.
It was a rough week for us. Rough week. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway. So most people, when they do power rankings, we're only doing the top half of the league. Most people will be like, 16-1, so it can be all climactic, but those people are fake.
No, I like you like that.
Because they already select their thing beforehand. And so then they're just revealing to you. We are going to select it in the time. Because when they make it, they go from 1 to 16, which is what we're going to do because we're making it right now. See? Nothing on the paper. So those people are fake.
Is that all the teams right there?
Just the teams that I would think that would possibly be considered.
So we're not putting
I left
the
9
Saints or
I left 9 teams, or 11 teams off.
So why are the Saints not on there?
Because they're not a top 16 teams when it comes to power. Unfortunately.
New York Jets?
New York Jets aren't on this list either. There's 21 teams on this list if you're counting.
Okay.
The first team I left off was the Dolphins. First team I left off was the Dolphins. So anyone worse than the Dolphins is not on this list. Anything better than the Dolphins is on this list.
Interesting.
Last team I put on was the Bengals. Because
but
they have a horrible record, but they have good power.
But the Bengals aren't better than the Dolphins.
Power-wise. We're power rankings today.
Dolphins ahead of
you think Tua has power? Tua is a loser.
I don't think that's what power means, like what a power ranking is.
It's about how much you would want to play them if you played them tomorrow. And I would much rather play the Dolphins than I would rather play the Bengals.
I wouldn't exactly say that's power rankings.
That's what we just said every time.
But I would say it's a little bit of it's a bunch of stuff. It's like what we've seen.
It's like if you line up against this team, what would you think? It's not about what's your record? Because that would be
I think
teams that order a record. That would be really boring.
If the Dolphins and the Bengals play, we'll get into it in a little bit.
Do they play this week? No, the Bengals play the Ravens.
All
right. So let's start at the top, like any real podcaster does. This is interesting.
I feel like it's consensus who's number 1.
Yeah, I have a number 1. I think there's 3 teams that you could, or 4 teams that you could consider.
I would agree.
That would be the Rams, Bills, Seahawks, Patriots. I think are the ones that I would consider. I don't know if you would have.
I wouldn't consider Bills.
You wouldn't consider Bills at 1?
No, but I think if we put Bills, then I think the Broncos have to be in the discussion too. My personal opinion.
Because the Broncos just don't scare. The Bills have Josh Allen and they have a great record and 9-4.
I don't think we can put the Patriots and the Broncos that different. I know that the Patriots is a better team, but
all right. So let's start with the Rams.
The best of the Rams.
Start with the Rams.
I think it's pretty obvious. It's been the best offense in football. They're one of the best defenses in football. Matt Stafford's going to be the MVP most likely.
My king.
The Rams are number 1 for sure.
Yeah, so the Rams are number 1. Now we have kind of a big grouping here for the 2 through 5 or 6 spot, you could say. So I would like to cast my vote right here for the Bills. I don't know what you think about this.
Okay.
But what do you think?
I think that's okay. I think that I would right now put the Seahawks ahead of them. Personally.
For what reason?
I think they're scarier. From what I've seen from the Bills, the last 2 weeks, the Bills have looked really, really good, right? But, before that, they were shaky. There's other things. The Seahawks have been incredible the entire year. The Seahawks have done nothing to not be the second-best team in football. I think they can even contend for the best team in football, right? I know we agree that it's the Rams, but, the Seahawks have shown us nothing where it's they can be the best team in the league.
Okay, so since the Bills played... Since their Panthers game, so since that loss to the Falcons, they are 5-2 with wins against the Panthers, Chiefs, Buccaneers, Steelers, and Bengals, and then they had the bad loss to the Dolphins.
But I don't really see those as very big wins.
And they had the close loss to the Texans, who are also insane right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I see those as pretty solid wins. Like, the Bengals is a good win at this point in the season because the Bengals have who they have.
But, like, Steelers, losing to the
Chiefs,
Dolphins,
good win.
beating the Bucs is not a good win at this point. The Chiefs is a good one, I agree. Like, the Chiefs and Bengals are big ones, and those are the two.
Okay, then
They've been their biggest rivals. But I would personally say Seahawks. With the division that they're in and the level they're playing at, like, I would personally say that they've been a better, more stable team. Like, I would trust them.
So the Seahawks are one game ahead of the Bills right now.
Yeah.
One game.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
What have they been doing lately?
One's 9-4, one's 10-3. Right?
Yes. Yeah, but like, play the Falcons, play the Vikings, play the Titans, lost to the Rams, play the Cardinals, play the Commanders. So like, and then they beat the Texans. So since they beat the Texans, they've beaten 0 good teams. Just to put that out there. We could go Seahawks if you really think so.
Okay.
But they've beaten 0 good teams since the Texans, which was like 2 months ago. And you can't play, like, you can't.
I mean, once again, if we're
going.
going, I mean, that's the thing. We can go off the record, but I think scariest team to play right now, I'd be insanely scared to play the Seahawks. They're better defense than the Bills, 1,000%.
Yeah, but they have Josh Allen. The Bills have Josh Allen and James Cook, and that's
it.
Much better than that, but that's all you need at this point.
Okay, so the
that.
Seahawks have the best receiver in football this year. The Seahawks, Sam Darnold's a top 10 quarterback. Yeah. They have insane weapons on the outside. They have insane offensive set. Their defense is miles ahead of the Bills. I would say the Seahawks are better than the Bills right now. Right. I think if they played right now, I think the Seahawks can win. Like 1,000%.
Yeah, they could win.
I think Seahawks would win right now if they played.
Okay. Then we go Bills number 3.
Yeah.
Bills have looked really good. They're kind of been inconsistent a little bit, but they've ended up being able to win games. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm kind of tired.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, they're getting to the later part of their season where it's some easier games. So, actually, they have to play the Patriots too, which is not an easy game. But
so, next 3 teams you have to consider are Patriots, Eagles, Broncos, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and maybe Chargers.
I think they're all in the same. Well, I wouldn't put Chargers.
And then I would put the Chargers in the next 3. But yeah, so Patriots, Eagles, Broncos, I think are our next 3. Unless you want to put Chargers above Eagles, which I would say.
Okay. Well, I think the Patriots and the Broncos are our next 2. I think it's figuring out where they are.
I personally think the Patriots have a better quarterback, and the Patriots have a better defense. Well, maybe not a better defense. Both teams have great defenses, though.
Broncos are the best defense in the league.
Probably. I wouldn't say that.
It's them at the Seahawks.
I would put the Texans above them as well right now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
And then Patriots, I think they have a better skill positions, maybe with Diggs, and then I think the Patriots, Drake May is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and that's where it starts. And then Mike Vrabel's doing a great job, and I think the Broncos don't scare me at all. Is what I'm going to say.
Okay. So I think I think Patriots at 4 for sure, and then I think we go Broncos. Just because the Broncos have proved it. Like, they've beaten the Chiefs this year. Like, they've played in big games, and maybe it hasn't been pretty, but they've won big games. And I've kind of, a couple weeks ago, we were both on the train of, like, we're kind of hating on the Broncos. I don't think they're going to win a playoff game, which I still think is very possible that they don't win their first-round playoff game, but I do think that they need to be respected. Like, they've won big games. They're one of the best defenses in the league. Bo Nix is looking better and better each week. Their running game's coming along. Like, everything feels like it's starting to fall more in place for the Broncos to be able to go on a playoff run of some sort. So I actually think we need to give them their flowers. I put them at 5.
Okay. Yeah, they've looked good as of recently. They've been finding ways to win games. Their defense has been really good. So I'm fine with that. Now, Eagles, Chargers, Packers are my next 3. And I don't know where the Packers fit into all this. I don't know where the Bears fit into all this. I don't know where the Lions fit into all this. But Eagles, 8-5. But the thing that scares you, obviously, is the personnel that they have. Is they're the best roster in the league. Now, they've looked shaky recently, but they looked really good at the start of the year. But they definitely, regressed since last year. Regressed since last year, like, especially on the O-line. Saquon doesn't look great. Jalen Hurts is kind of the same with him. And the receiving games actually look pretty good as of recently, but haven't been able to win games. They've lost 3 in a row. And the Chargers, team that just beat them, I think the Chargers are really good. Now getting Hampton back is a big deal. They got great receivers on the outside. They've also got a solid defense. So I would say Chargers at 6. Maybe then Packers fits into this somewhere as well. I would personally say I put Packers above the Chargers. I just thought about that. Yeah.
So I think it goes Packers, Chargers. I think Chargers is okay. I would put them a little lower, personally.
So who would you put above them other than Packers?
I think there's a bunch of teams. Like I think the Texans right now, I'd be way more scared to face the Texans than the Chargers. If we're basing it off of that, like the Texans, in my opinion, are the hottest team in football. They got the best defense in football. Like I would be very scared to face them. I think the Bears are up there too. Like I think we still have to give respect to the Bears. The Bears have been great. They looked a little shaky last week, but I think that the Bears can be in that conversation too. I don't think they've looked much different than the Chargers this year. So I would say that those two teams can be in the mix before the Chargers, personally.
I mean, there's a conversation to be had between Bears and Chargers. I think Texans are. I don't know about the Texans because they've shown a lot of weakness throughout the first half of the season. Like they've come on as of lately.
But what we're saying is, if we're basing power rankings on how scared we are to go against them today, I'm scared of the Texans more than any.
Yeah, absolutely. Then there also is like full body work does come into play, but Texans definitely bolting up this list than they were 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Okay. So. Bears, Chargers, Texans. I'm personally between the Bears and the Chargers.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the Chargers have the better quarterback right now. I think the Chargers have better skill. But I think Ben Johnson's doing a great job. And that team is forced to be reckoned with later in the season, or at least so far. But like, I think the Chargers.
I'll give you this.
With John Harbaugh.
So I think,
or Jim Harbaugh, whatever his name is. I don't even know. I'm tired.
I would say that the difference, and I'll agree with you on Chargers. We can put Chargers ahead of Bears. And I think the reasoning for it is that the defense is just miles ahead of the Bears. I don't think the offenses are that much different. Like, scheme-wise, they both look incredible. They both have incredible skill players. But I think defensive-wise, maybe pushes the Chargers a little bit ahead of the Bears because the Bears' secondary has been god-awful in games. And that can kill them in the playoffs. So I think the Chargers would be a more stable team if we're looking into the playoffs. And we're looking at these teams right now. I do think I would trust the Chargers a little bit more than the Bears just because of that defense. The offense is very similar to me.
Yeah. So now I think this is where the Lions can come into play as well. The Eagles are slipping down this list bad. We're in through the top 7.
I think that's valid. Definitely. It feels weird, like because they're number one in their division.
Yeah,
but
definitely defensible. So Lions versus Bears. There's a 1-game difference in the record. I think the Bears beat them, but like the Lions went through kind of a cold stretch. Looked like themselves last week a little bit more. Who did they play last week?
I don't remember.
Or they just played.
Did it play last week?
They played Thursday last week. Gibbs had a great game. Who was that against?
Cowboys.
The Cowboys. They looked really good against the Cowboys team. That was looking really good.
Yeah.
And so I think the Lions have a place in this discussion as well. Obviously, a big regression because of losing their coordinators. Ben Johnson showing that was a lot of him last year. And not a lot of Danny Campbell. But what do you think about this? Because I think the Lions and the Bears is a really close discussion.
I mean, I'd say the Bears, but that's my opinion. I get why you want to put the Lions here, but the Lions, I don't know.
Again, like kind of like the Eagles, where their personnel is just like miles ahead.
Yeah, but if we're slipping the Eagles down, then I think we slip the Lions down. And I think the Bears have proved a lot more than the Lions this year. And I think they're just way scarier offense.
Well, expectations also a part of that. Like, Bears and Lions, I think they're, as of this year, if you're basing it just off this year, they're pretty similar. But, like, Lions were expected to be the best team in the league. Bears were expected to be bad. And so, like, people are talking about the Bears more, but, like, the Lions, I think, are just...
That's fair.
Like, the Lions, I mean, the loss of the... Wait, who is this? This is Bears. The loss of the Packers. Then they beat the Eagles, beat the Steelers. Some good wins in here. Had that crazy game against the Bengals. Looks solid. Not a great schedule, but definitely a solid schedule. Let's look at the Lions. Beat Cowboys, lost to Packers. Yeah, let's go.
I think it's got to be Bears, right? I mean...
Yeah.
Lions haven't won their big games.
I
wouldn't say yeah, they did beat the Bears. That was what, week 3 or whatever?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so...
We can go Bears. The Bears have been looking up a lot better on offense, for sure.
And I don't see the Lions and the Eagles that different right now.
I think they're like different. The Lions, the way the Lions have operated, like, on the field is a lot different. And the way they've lost is a lot different than the Eagles just being completely non-potent on offense.
Fair. Yeah.
And, like, completely just dead out there on the field.
Fair
like, the Lions have actually had life and just been unable to get those wins. But, so Eagles, Lions, and the Texans we have right now. I think the Eagles ends up being in our 11th spot.
I would agree.
And then Lions and Texans are our next two arguments.
Who else are we forgetting? We're forgetting a good team. Like, we have to be forgetting someone.
There's the Colts, but they lost their quarterback.
No, someone who's got, like, a really good record. There's got to be someone.
Bucks lost their record. 49ers are still here.
Jaguars. 9-4.
Jaguars, yeah. But
right?
I'm not scared of them at all.
Well, yeah, but you've been saying that all year, and they've proved you wrong every time.
Yeah,
that's more of an opinion.
I'm getting more... Well, this whole thing's opinionated, but I'm going less and less scared. I'm getting more and more scared of the Jaguars, but I'm still not. Like, who they beaten in the last few weeks? Like,
I mean, Yeah,
like,
that's fair. But they've won their games. You can say the same thing about the Bears. I mean, they destroyed the Chargers, who we just put ahead of them. So
yeah,
I mean, like they dismantled the Chargers. Like it wasn't even.
Yeah, that was a crazy game.
Like the Jags look good. Like they do. I'm gonna be honest. Like watching their games, they look good.
But let's get through these next three, and then we probably talk about the Jaguars. I think. Okay. But Lions, Eagles.
I think Texans need to get
and Texans.
That's my personal. I think the Texans right now.
Let's put Eagles at 11.
Yeah.
Start there. I'm much more scared of the Eagles than the Jaguars right now. I don't care what they've looked like the last 2 weeks.
That's fair. You can say that.
The Eagles, like the personnel on their team, like it's the NFL. Like
okay, but they haven't won their games against good teams.
No, they haven't.
So we can say personnel, but
like it's any week could bring anything in the NFL, and like when I'm going against a team that looks like that, with the talent that they have.
Yeah.
Saquon looked better last week. The passing games look better and better, and their defense, like their defense has been good overall.
It's getting better. Yeah, it's getting a lot better.
So I think the Eagles can go at 11. Now 9 and 10 between the Lions and the Texans.
My vote's the Texans. They've looked like the best team in football the past 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
Like look at their wins, bro.
Let's see.
Like those last 3 wins are insane.
My computer's spazzing out. Okay. Yeah, so they started off the year rough, but since then they're like 8-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Texans.
I mean, bro, the last 3 weeks they have beat the Bills, the Colts, and the Chiefs.
Okay, well
3 straight weeks.
Now my thought on this is like, how are the Bears and Lions not going to be next to each other? Do we move the Texans up to 8?
I mean, that's what I said.
And then the Bears go at.
I think the Texans should be ahead of the Chargers, but.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think of that, but I think they can go up to 8.
Texans, in my opinion, right now, like genuinely have a shot to go to the Super Bowl.
The way they look right now,
with their team, they look
the defense
like
is insane.
They look like the defense is the best in football. Like it is, and like the defensive line is incredible.
Their offense isn't very good though.
Like it's getting better though.
Yeah,
it's getting better and better each week, which I think was their struggles at the beginning of the year. And like, Will Anderson genuinely looks like one of the best players in football the last 3 weeks. Like he looks incredible. And then they have what's his name on the other side, Daniil Hunter. On the other side.
Yeah.
So, like, they look good. Their defensive line is incredible. Stingley looks great. Like, I don't know. Their defense is just really good. And I think that takes you really far in the playoffs and it's scary to face.
Yeah, for sure. Now we have
Texans, Bears, Lions.
We have 5 spots left. I say we start eliminating teams at this point.
Okay. Who you got
on
the board?
I have Bucks, Niners, Cowboys, Panthers, Chiefs, Jags, Colts, Ravens, Steelers. Look, the Colts, they lost their quarterback. I wasn't sold on them before. Now they lost their quarterback. They got Grandpa playing quarterback for them. Like, I personally don't see the Colts making this list at all.
Okay.
With the teams they have left.
I think that's fair. I think that also means the Bucks need to be out.
I like the Bucks.
Or did you see the performance last night?
No, I did.
Like, the Bucks have to be out on this list. I can name, like, these 5 teams are better than them. So...
Yeah, no, they've looked really uninspiring the last few weeks. We can do that if you're adamant in that.
I didn't
think they were gonna make it anyway.
I'll cut the Steelers.
I mean, they're winning. They just beat the Ravens. They're winning their division. Like, am I scared to play them? Like, no, but also kind of because.
I'm not scared to play them.
Let's leave the Steelers for now. Let's leave the Steelers for now and see what happens. See if we get there. I said we cut the Panthers. If we're cutting the Bucks, I think we gotta cut the Panthers. Like, I'm not scared of the Panthers whatsoever. Like, they've won games, but. Like, let's look at their wins. Like, doesn't inspire me.
Panthers have gotten some pretty good wins. They beat the best team in football, 2 weeks ago? Like, I mean, they beat our number 1 on our list. How many teams have done that?
I don't know.
Panthers look good. I think it's a little bit of bias coming at you right now.
Why?
Because the Panthers look really good. Like,
all right, well, they beat the Rams, and lost to the Niners pretty bad. Beat the Falcons, like, lost to the Saints. Beat Packers, lost bad. Like, they're so inconsistent right now. I don't see them making this list at all. Like, they had a great game. Like, they're very inconsistent. Falcons aren't any good. Niners killed them. Saints bad. The Saints kind of dominated them. Packers great win. And then Bills dominated them. And then they barely beat the Jets. And Cowboys good game with them. Good game against the Cowboys. Dolphins, they beat the Dolphins, but by how much? And then they lost to the Patriots by one. So, I personally don't think the Panthers. If we don't leave them for now,
that's fine. I don't see the Panthers and the Steelers that much different.
All right, let's leave them for now.
Okay.
Let's move on. Okay, let's just move on from here.
Okay.
Stupid idea. Anyway, so now we got the Jaguars, and the Niners, and the Cowboys, maybe. Our next ones, the Ravens and the Bengals, are somewhere mixed in here because they have bad records, but have their quarterbacks back. Lamar is slowly looking better and better. Joe Burrow, and that team is just weird. Their defense sucks. They're not going to make this list at all, I don't think. But it's because of the horribleness that the defense is. I'm just going to cut the Bengals.
Yeah, I agree. I'm Niners Jags, I think, are my two.
Probably.
And I would say Niners.
Okay, well, you were just talking big about the Jags.
No, I think they're both incredibly good. I'm just saying, like, I would personally put the Niners ahead of them.
Look at the Niners. Right? Niners, I don't think so. Niners, they do.
Yeah, they're 9-4.
Niners wins against Browns, Panthers, Cardinals. Big loss to the Rams. Beat the Giants, lost to the Texans. So, I mean, they're just kind of coasting right now, it kind of looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know really how that doesn't like.
Well, like their defense the past like 3 weeks has looked really good.
I think the Jaguars the Jaguars. I'm more scared of the 49ers than I am the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Yeah. So let's go 49ers at 12.
And then gotta give love to the Jags.
Jags at 13. So you have 3 spots left. Cowboys, Panthers, Chiefs, Ravens, Steelers. Interesting. So 2 of these teams will get cut. 3 of them are going to make it. Do the Panthers have to make it? No. Cowboys have to make it.
Do they?
Like, the way they've looked the last few weeks, like, I think, we're talking about power rankings, how scary are they right now? Like, their defense has looked a lot better. They are scoring like crazy. Like, I don't hate the Cowboys, but when you're talking about how scary a team is right now, I'm more scared of the Cowboys than I am with Minnesota Steelers.
I think you can leave them in, but I don't know if they're higher than some of the teams we have left.
I think Ravens have a chance to go next, but then they just lost to the Steelers, so where do the Steelers go into this thing? I don't know.
Ravens are what, 6-7 or 7-6?
6-7 right now. But they got Lamar's been hurt. So that record doesn't it's the Steelers that line up against me right now are different than the Steelers than the Ravens team that went 6-7. Legit, so that's what you gotta think about. Like,
okay, but
the Ravens are a scary team. Ravens went to the AFC Championship or divisional last year, AFC Championship year before that.
I mean, we're saying right now though.
And right now they have their quarterback back, and he's just getting better every week. The Chiefs don't scare me at all right now.
They don't.
I've lost complete faith in them after last week.
I agree. I think, in my opinion, the Chiefs and the Steelers should get cut.
Okay, let's start with Ravens versus Cowboys. I think have to be the next 2. I don't know. Panthers don't scare me at all. Panthers, I think, cut the Chiefs. Cowboys, Ravens are our next 2, and then it becomes this Panthers-Steelers discussion.
We'll talk about that in a minute, yeah.
So Cowboys versus Ravens. Interesting. Let's look at this.
I think this is a really close discussion right now because I think both the defense suck but are getting better, and I think that both the offenses are getting the Cowboys offense has been incredible all year, but the Ravens offense is getting better. So I'd actually put the Cowboys.
So Cowboys with the loss, and then the win against the Eagles and the Chiefs with Tower Press over those.
Look at their last 3 weeks. Eagles, Chiefs, Lions.
So and then they beat the Raiders, lost to the Cardinals, lost bad to the Broncos. This is when their defense is getting worse, but you have 16, 21, 28, 30 or 44 in their last few weeks.
I'll go Cowboys, I think.
Let's look at was the other team Ravens? At what point did Lamar come back? Do you know?
Did Lamar come back? 4 weeks ago.
So in the Jets game, right?
I think it was. His first game back was the Browns game.
Okay, so they beat the Browns, beat the Jets, inspiring, and then the loss that was a crazy game, and then the loss to the Steelers.
They got dominated in that game though. The Bengals game on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that happens to every NFL team at some point during the year. Like the same thing with the Chargers happened with the Jags, and we still.
Okay, but we got to use the same argument for the latter. Like you got to use the same argument for the Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys have been consistently inconsistent. I think as far as their defense being really bad,
sucked. I'm gonna be totally honest. They've just sucked. They just have not been good.
Beat the Bears.
Their wins against the Browns and the Jets were not good wins at all. They looked gross in that game. In both those games, I watched both of those games. They look disgusting.
I mean,
I agree. I think the Ravens are very scary if they back in their way into a playoff spot. I agree. I think they're a very scary team because they have Lamar Jackson and they have so many skill players on offense and the defense is playing better. But right now, I don't trust them more than the Cowboys and what I've seen.
I personally trust them more than the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys, the Ravens, they got Lamar at this point, and Lamar is getting back to his full health, and I think that's going to outweigh. And they've got a lot of flaws, obviously, but the Cowboys' defense is so bad.
Okay, let's say this. So the Ravens have a better defense, but I wouldn't say it's crazy by much. The Cowboys defense is getting better. The Ravens defense is getting better, and I would say the Ravens is a little ahead of them just because they have some more guys, right?
Yeah.
But also
I mean, look at these losses the game this season. Like also the Bills by 1. How much are we taking off from them?
First week of the season, I'm really not putting much on it.
I mean, they had Lamar that game. So and then Lions lost by 8, not terrible. And then these are bad, but
they're good game. Like they haven't beat any good team.
When did Lamar get hurt? Wait, when?
Texans game? No. Before the Texans game, I think. No.
September 28th against the Kansas City Chiefs. So after this Chiefs, so
Texans game was his first
close game, great team, big win, close game, great team. And he got hurt in this game.
He played that whole game though.
And so that's not great. But the Chiefs are also at this point I think they were pretty solid. And then when Texans Rams were lost without their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Bears, which is a good win. But at the time, not as great. Dolphins, Vikings, Browns. So they were able to get these wins without the quarterback because they're bad teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it as much here as I did with the. We're talking about flaws, but not with the.
But I think what I was saying is I think that so let's say the defenses are pretty close, but obviously the Cowboys is worse.
Yes,
But I think the offense for Dallas is way better than the Ravens' offense right now. Cowboys' offense has been the best passing offense in football, and it's not close. Like it's not remotely close. So besides the Rams, maybe, but the Rams just run the ball a lot more. Like they mix in both. They mix in play action. Like the Cowboys' offense throwing the ball has been insane. So it's been the best. Like if you've watched Cowboys games, you understand that that's been their best thing this entire year. They're the best team in football at it. So their offense, in my opinion, is ahead of the Ravens right now. And I'd say the defense for the Ravens is obviously better than the defense for the Cowboys. But I would personally say that the offense for the Ravens is not as close to the offense for the Cowboys as they are as close for the defenses.
I can't get on board with that. We can flip a coin or something, but
But what's your opinion?
Look at the defense is just so bad. The Raiders or the Ravens have been giving up points to good teams and not giving up points to bad teams. I just looked at it. So.
Okay. No, I'm saying the defense. I'm putting the defense. I'm saying that the defense for the
Giants.
Ravens is better.
Yeah, I think it's this is insane. 37 points against the Giants. And then 14 against the Bears. Or no, 31 against the Bears. 40 against the Packers. 22 against the Jets. 30 against the Panthers.
They gave up the same amount against the Jets.
44 against the Commanders. No, 22 against the Commanders. And then you had 44 against the Broncos, 27 against the Cardinals.
27 against the Cardinals is not that bad.
16 against the Raiders. This defense is really bad.
16. We're saying 16 points right now.
There was every time they played a bad team that I saw, especially recently, it was under 20 points every time. Browns. They played the Browns. They played some other bad teams. It was always under 20.
16 points
okay.
As an argument for why the defense is bad.
I was just reading off the games against bad teams, James, and so. We can flip a coin or something. I'm not getting on board with this. I think the Ravens are ahead. Because,
you can put the Ravens ahead.
Yeah. I've given you other stuff in this, so I'll take that. And the Cowboys are at 15. So that leaves Panthers and Steelers.
Your argument. Make your argument to me.
Panthers have looked good, but that was just, I think, it's based a lot of just last week. I think before that, they were consistently inconsistent, bad game, good game, and not even against good teams. And the Steelers have been a lot more consistent. They've got a really good defense. They've got a really good coach. They've got a veteran quarterback who knows how to win. And they've been doing enough to win. They're at the top of the division. They're the same record. Let's look at this.
I'd love to see their schedule, and their defense isn't better than the Panthers.
Okay, well, whatever you want. So they beat the Ravens. Now this is against a close loss to the Bears, lost to the Bills, beat the Bengals handedly, lost to the Chargers, beat the Colts, lost to the Packers, lost to the Bengals by 2.
With Flacco.
They beat the Browns, then they they beat the Patriots, and lost to the Seahawks here. So
they beat the Patriots.
Yeah, they beat the Patriots week 3.
Oh, week 3.
But Patriots were still good in week 3. So I personally had the Steelers. I think the Panthers, they haven't shown me enough at this point. They're close. That win last week was good. They haven't shown me enough at this point for me to be actually scared of playing them. And the Steelers, you get uneasy when you're playing them because they can stop you, and they and they figure out a way to win games a lot of the time. And they beat good teams, Colts at full health and the Patriots, both good wins. And then, yeah, they've had a few bad games, but they played really close with the Bears at the peak of their season, and just beat the Ravens, who we have at 14 here, who are also on a pretty good streak. I think that you're basing this argument a lot more on last week than you are on the whole. The last weeks in general and the whole body of work they have on the season.
So I think if we're not basing it off of... So right now, what power rankings we said at the beginning of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Was how scared we are to play a team right now.
Yeah. And but it's like the NFL. Like teams are inconsistent. It's very inconsistent. Panthers have a bad game.
Exactly. The Panthers are insanely
Steelers have a bad game.
Every team is inconsistent. I agree.
I'm not.
But I think my point is what have the Panthers done worse than what the Steelers have done, and why are we not putting the Colts in?
Because the Colts don't have a quarterback. And at the end of the day,
but their volume of work, which you've been talking about, is very good.
It's not a set and dry thing. It's like, how scared am I to play them right now, and what does that entail? You have to look at their whole body of work. Like the Colts, if they had a quarterback that was anywhere good, they would be up here. But like, I'm not scared of the Colts right now because they have no quarterback. That's different than
veteran quarterback.
Me, that hasn't played in 5 years, James. Look, he's a grandfather. Look, so Steelers, Panthers,
and my argument would be like, what have they done differently? The Panthers should be
I haven't
the best
watched either
team
of
in
these
football.
teams.
So I've watched a lot of Panthers football, and and this might be a little biased. I've also seen Steelers games, and I think we can make the exact same argument. 2 weeks ago, the Panthers played the Niners. They got dominated. 2 weeks ago, who'd they play? The Bills. They got and the Steelers played the Bills 2 weeks ago. Got dominated.
Right? Let's go to the Panthers again.
And then last week they both won really big games, right? The Steelers beat a really good Ravens team, and then the Panthers beat a very, very, very good Rams team. I think the offense is more explosive for Carolina, and I don't think that's very close. They have more skilled players on offense.
Offense is more explosive, but they're not consistent.
And I think the defense for Carolina is better. Like, straight up. We can look at the statistics, like, they have been better. So, I think them against the pass is incredible. So, I think if these two teams matched up right now, the Panthers would kill them. Personally.
Okay.
And, we don't have to agree on that, and I can give you the Steelers if you want, but the Panthers have looked like the better defense, and they're a way more explosive offense. So, I think if these two teams got matched up, I think the Panthers would win. So that's why I would personally pitch the Panthers to be in. You made the argument that they're number one in their division. The Panthers are also number one in their division. They have very similar records. There's not many difference in games. Like the Panthers have beat good teams. The Steelers have played good teams or beat good teams, and they both lost against good teams. They both have lost against bad teams. So I don't think it's that much different, and I think at that point we're going based off eye test. So I would personally say that right now the Panthers are a better team.
I mean, I'm trying to look. If you said we can look at the stats for the defense, we can look at the stats for the defense.
Here, I can look them up. I'll look them up. You talk.
I'm trying to find them. Okay, here it is. I think this should be right. Yeah. So Steelers. I mean, neither team is great. So Panthers are number 16. Steelers are number 19. And points against. Hold up. Yeah, scroll down, stupid computer. So by 14 total points. They're better.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have allowed 370 yards of total offense a game. Carolina Panthers have allowed 320. So it's not crazy different. But,
yeah, they're pretty much the
same. The sacks go to the...
I imagine
they're tied.
Yeah, the defensive statistics are pretty much the same.
And
at this
the
point.
turnovers go to... they are also tied.
Yeah, they're the same defense basically. And so it's basically pick the offense you want. Do you want the consistent offense, or do you want the volatile offense? Is basically what you're saying.
I mean, we can go back to offensive stats too.
Go back to the Panthers games. Hold up. Go back because they got dominated by the Saints a couple weeks ago. Falcons win, but by 3. 49ers got dominated by 49ers. But we agree the last 2 weeks have been pretty similar for each team.
Yep.
So they got look at the inconsistency. Like they got it's very close, but like big loss to the Bills, win against the Packers, big loss to the Saints, win against the Falcons, which is not a crazy good win, but solid win. So what I'm trying to say is like the highs are pretty equal and the lows are, I wouldn't say. I think the Panthers' lows come more often and there's a bigger, they're worse lows. I think they come more often. Like. We can give it to the Panthers if you want. I would say Steelers.
My final argument, in my opinion, is the Carolina Panthers. We're saying the defenses are the same, which based off stats, they are pretty much. The Carolina offense averages about 70 yards more per game passing, and rushing, it's not even close. It's the Panthers. So I would like the Panthers have been a top 10 rushing offense, and the Steelers are not top 20. So I would personally say it's the Panthers. But I think it's okay if we can do the Steelers too, and I think those are both very close.
I'll give you the last. You give me the last one. I'll give you this one. We can go Panthers. I disagree, but it's fine. Okay, so final top 16. We'll reveal them for 16-1 for you this time. Panthers at 16, Cowboys 15, Ravens 14, 13 Jaguars, 12 49ers, 11 Eagles, 10 Lions, 9 Bears, 8 Texans, 7 Chargers, 6 Packers, 5 Broncos, 4 Patriots, 3 Bills, 2 Seahawks, 1 Rams. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good list.
Shout out the Rams, dude.
They've been really good.
Yeah, looks like the best team in football for sure. Yeah. So, all right, well, let's move to our next segment, QR new music.
Yeah, I really like this music, man. So last week in the NFL, the Steelers sneak by the Ravens in a crazy big game. Jacksonville kills the Colts. The Packers outduel the Bears in a close one, and the Texans take care of the Chiefs, and also the Chargers beat the Eagles in overtime. Daniel Jones is going to be out for the year with a torn Achilles. Phillip Rivers signs to the Colts practice squad. He's also a grandfather. I don't know if that's ever happened before. Projected first-round pick, wide receiver Chris Bell suffers a torn ACL. Notre Dame declines to play in bowl game. What losers, bro. Like, misled by the committee. Nobody cares. Win your games. And maybe the committee should do one ranking. I don't know. Tulane promotes assistant Will Hall to be their head coach. Michigan fires head coach Sharon Moore due to inappropriate activity with a staff member, and he's been detained after a tragic fallout. Longtime Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham is stepping down after 21 years as the Utah head coach. 21 very successful years, I might add. Derek Lively is going to be out for the season with a foot injury, and Franz Wagner is going to be out several weeks with a high ankle sprain. NBA Cup semifinals this weekend. In the East, it's going to be Magic versus Knicks, and in the West, Thunder versus Spurs. The White Sox win the MLB draft lottery. They're going to have the first pick, followed by Rays, Twins, Giants, and Pirates. Kyle Schwarber signs to the Phillies for 5 years, $150 million. Pete Alonso signs to the Orioles, 5 years, $155. Edwin Diaz signs with the Dodgers, 3 years, $69 million. Robert Suarez onto the Braves, 3 years, $45. And then Gregory Soto signs with the Pirates. Kyle Finnegan signs to the Tigers, which is a great budget move by them. And Mike Yastrzemski signs to the Braves as well. James, which NFL team is most primed for a playoff push?
Yeah, I think we talked about them a little bit. The Houston Texans, right? They look like one of the best teams in football right now. And I do think they can make an AFC championship game with the right path. I do think they can make a Super Bowl just because of that defense. The offense is coming along. So I would say the Houston Texans right now, especially in a down year for the AFC and a lot of weird things have happened, I think the Texans can make a push for sure.
I said the Texans as well.
Okay.
I think the defense has obviously been amazing. They're going to need to continue that, and I'm going to need to just continue to see the offense get better. They're not really at the level they need to be at right now for playoff football. Like, you're going against the best teams in the league. The defense isn't always going to play like it has against the teams you played the last 5 weeks, necessarily. But I think their offense is going to come around. CJ Stroud, really good quarterback. They've got great weapons. I expect the Texans to be a very scary team in the playoffs.
Awesome. Are we not picking our Heisman?
Are we gonna pick,
that was my projected question.
Shoot.
I predicted it.
I forgot about that. I forgot to put that in the recent rundown. Cue the music. Heisman finalists were announced. Heisman finalists are Jeremiah Love, and Diego Pavia, and Julian Sayin, and Fernando Mendoza. So that's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Who do you think your Heisman's gonna be? I forgot to put that down. My apologies.
It's okay. I think it's going to be Mendoza. I don't know if he's my Heisman specifically, but I do think that Mendoza's probably going to win it. Kind of had his Heisman moment last week. in a big win against Ohio State.
That Penn State game, too.
Also, that was one of the Heisman moments. I think that Diego Pavia, in my opinion, out of these four, has been the best player in college football. But I think Mendoza definitely deserves it, and I think it'll be cool. He'll give a really good speech. So, a really down year in the Heisman, but I think Mendoza will win it.
Yeah, I think Mendoza's going to win it as well. Best player on the best team. He's been uber consistent all year. Just like kind of a rock for them.
Yeah, yes.
Maybe not as exciting as a guy like Pavia or Love, but Sayan, I don't know even why he's there.
Sayan is not winning it.
He's not going to win.
I will bet my house that Sayan does not win.
Yeah.
Loki, same thing with Love. I don't think Love wins it.
No, Love won't win it either. I think it's going to be Mendoza, and I don't think it's going to be very close.
I agree.
All right, NFL picks. I
got to lock in this week.
Yeah,
this is like the last push.
You have 4 weeks left if we do an episode all 4 weeks. I'm at 104. You're at 91. I again wiped the floor with you last week. Last week the whole NFL wiped the floor, both of us, and Steven. Steven 6 for 13. He is in dead last place now. He's the only one under 50%. It's kind of embarrassing. His top 3 remains Miles, Bruce, Sadek. I don't know how many more guests we're gonna get. But right now, Miles seems to be in the driver's seat for that trophy. So, let's get started. Ravens versus Bengals.
Big game for both teams. This is the last chance effort for Cincinnati, and I do think that they win this game. I think that the Cincinnati offense is just going to play better than the Baltimore defense, and I think that's why Cincinnati wins. Cincinnati has to win this game. It's a big must-win. It's a must-win for Baltimore, too, but bigger for Cincinnati. They did it 2 weeks ago. I think they do it again.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but the Bengals' defense is so trash. And I think the Ravens are going to exploit that. I think Lamar's going to have an amazing game. I think the Ravens are probably going to put up 40. And I think Joe Burrow's going to give his best effort, and I'm sure he'll have fun doing it. But Ravens are going to win this game. Commanders versus Giants.
Yeah, I think this is a Giants one for me. I think both teams have not looked good. Prayers to Jaden Daniels, by the way. Shout out Jaden Daniels. We love you here on the podcast. Very sad that you got re-injured. I'll go with the Giants in this one. They have the better quarterback. Jackson Dart is finally fully healthy. He'll go against a bad defense. The Giants will blow him out in this one.
Yeah, I got the Giants as well. They're at home. Jackson Dart. I'm going to be playing Mariota. Has been really uninspiring, which kind of surprises me. But yeah, I think the Giants overall, they're going to take this game. It's a really ugly, and I'm not going to watch. Bills versus Patriots game of the week.
Yeah, for sure. I'll go with the Bills in this one. I think this is a big game for the Bills to kind of prove themselves again. We're back and we're ready to contend for a Super Bowl. And I do think the Bills will win this one. I think it's really close, and I do think the Patriots playing close, and I still think that the Patriots are a contender, but I do think the Bills win this one in New England.
The Patriots are at home, but also the Patriots already beat them this year. And I think the Bills are going to lose twice to the Patriots this season. I think they're so close in skill and as a team, they're very close. So close. I don't think that can happen. I think Bills are going to go on the road, take this game. I think it's probably going to be a pretty convincing win. They've been dominating the last few weeks. I don't see that stopping. Jets versus Jaguars.
Oh, great game. Jags will blow them out. They won't even be close. The Jags have looked really, really good the past couple of weeks. The Jets have not. The Jets will be starting Brady Cook at quarterback.
Cook's going to
Missouri
cook,
legend.
you know.
Yeah, he's a dog on the podcast. We loved Brady Cook. But I'll go with the Jaguars in a very decisive one.
I agree. Jaguars going to win big. Brady Cook did not exactly cook last game. Had 2 interceptions. And no touchdowns. So I think Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is starting to show, that he isn't a huge bust. Solid NFL quarterback.
He looked really good this year.
Probably shouldn't be getting paid $50 million. That's probably why people hate him. But anyway, Jaguars are going to win this game. Chargers versus Chiefs.
This is another pretty big game for both of these teams. I think it proves a lot if the Chargers can win this one. The Chiefs have not looked good the past couple of weeks. But I do think, back against the wall, I do think that the Chiefs can win this one. It's a more forgiving matchup defensive-wise for the Chiefs. They're going to be able to pass the ball a little more than last week against Houston. So I do think that Kansas City will win this one in a close one, but I'll go with the Chiefs.
It's the last few weeks I've been saying, back against the wall.
Yeah, but this is his last stand.
That's what we said last week. And then it's back against the wall. There's a sense of urgency is what I've been saying, right? And I've lost all hope at this point. I think the Chargers proved a lot to me last week, specifically. I think they're a much better team than the Chiefs are this week. I think the Chiefs are just losers this year, like it or not. And so I've lost all faith. I can get it back, though, if they win this game, but I still think it's a no-go for the playoffs. So I think they're going to be at 8 wins, or 8 losses, at least, with 4 games left. That's 7 losses already. So I'll take the Chargers. Cardinals versus Texans.
I'm gonna go Houston in this one. But I'm actually going with Houston because of the offense in this game. I think the offense is going to dominate. I think the defense looks really good too, but I think the Cardinals' offense is a tough one to guard. So I do think that the Cardinals' offense puts up maybe 30 and keeps it close, but I think Houston could also score like 45. So I'll go with Houston in a pretty good win.
Yeah, this is definitely not an easy game for Houston. They've got a great defense, but Arizona's got great offense.
Yeah.
Have been sputtering though. I don't know. They've kind of lost it a little bit, but still good offense. I think Houston wins this game. I mean, they're going to find a way. Like, they found a way the last 5 weeks, even when they haven't looked great. This should be a win for Houston. Browns versus Bears.
I'm going to actually go with Browns in an upset. And it's because of that Bears defense, which I was talking about last week, or I was talking about earlier in the episode. I just think that Bears defense is putrid, and I do think that Shedeur will have a good game. I think the Browns offense is going to have a good game with Judkins. A lot of more running backs are getting involved. The receivers are playing better. Harold Fannin looked incredible last week. I'll go with the Browns in a really close one, with the Bears kind of starting to sputter a little bit. I think they'll get back, but I'll go with the Browns.
Oh, sorry. I'll take the Bears in this one. The Browns aren't any good. Shedeur Sanders is not proving anything. He's mid.
True, but okay.
He's had a good game. He's had bad games. Like, he's not a great NFL quarterback.
Only rookie to ever throw for 350
that's awesome,
so,
man.
just letting you know.
It's great. Shedeur Sanders, he's not enough. I think Caleb Williams is far better, and this Bears team is just better than the Browns in like all the ways. So Bears are gonna win this game. Raiders versus Eagles.
I'm gonna go Philly. I do think this is the Saquon game where Saquon like turns it on against a really bad Las Vegas rushing defense. So I do think that Philadelphia finally kind of gets a little spark in this one. It's against a bad team, but I think it's good for them to kind of starting to go into that playoff push. I think they need to get a little spark, and Saquon will provide that. I think that Philly plays really well in this one, wins by 3 scores.
I got Philly as well. The Raiders have looked putrid. I think Philly kind of struggling to stand up on their own 2 feet, but they haven't looked terrible in these games. Like, they've just not been winning. There's going to be a chance for them to get back to speed, get a win, and go down the stretch, hopefully on fire. Panthers versus Saints.
Yeah, big game. I think we know what Charlie's going with.
Give me a second.
I will go with the Carolina Panthers in this one. They are the better team in almost every facet. And this is a big game for them. Like, they're going to solidify themselves if they win this game as the number 1 team in the NFC South, and that's a big deal. They're going to be trying to make the playoffs. These next couple weeks are really big games. I think Carolina starts off their stretch with a win against the Saints this week. I do think it's close, though.
I will say I'm glad that Carolina stuck with Canales and stuck with Bryce Young. It's the right move. Canales is a good coach. Bryce Young, number 1 pick. He's had trouble acclimating to the NFL, but now we're seeing, he's getting better and better by the week. And when I made my declaration of picking the Saints in the Dome against the Panthers earlier this season, I was expecting the Panthers to be this good. But am I going to stray from that? Absolutely not. Saints look a lot better as of recently too. I think the Saints are going to be able to go in there and win a close game against the Panthers. They probably shouldn't win, but I think they're going to find a way to win it. And then the Saints also beat them last time, which doesn't help. But do I really believe it's going to happen? Probably not. But going with the Saints.
As a Saints fan, we don't want y'all to win. By the way, like, I want y'all to show flashes, but please stop winning. Like, let's not.
Tyler Shuck might be him.
Like, he might 1,000%. Like, Shuck could be the guy. It's very possible. But like, can we please get a top 5 pick for once? Can we not freaking slip and go stupidly 5-12 or something, and we end up with the 9th overall pick again? Like, please do not do that to me. Please end up with a top 5 pick. Please.
Yeah, I screenshotted something and I meant to send it to you, but I forgot. It was Saints projected to pick another lineman first round.
Yeah,
number
probably.
5. So,
very good chance. Defensive line. It won't be anyone else. So.
I would be happy with the defensive lineman. I would not be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be as mad. I would be very mad with an offensive line.
We need a new front 7, because the front 7 is getting old.
Yeah, that's true.
Colts versus Seattle Seahawks.
This is a big game for the Colts to see if they can try to stay afloat. I don't think Phillip Rivers has technically been announced as starter.
No, they said he's they don't know.
They don't know yet. I would assume that Phillip Rivers probably becomes the starter, probably by tomorrow. Riley Leonard's dealing with a knee thing. Like, there's a bunch of stuff going on. I do think that
Riley Leonard might just play.
That's also possible.
Yeah.
Like, Riley Leonard could also just play. And I do think that Riley Leonard could compete if he plays. But I do think it will be Phillip Rivers. But I think Seattle is just a way better team. I think they're going to outmatch the Colts right now. The Colts got to get a little maybe under them, try to make that push into the playoffs, because they're technically still in it. But yeah, the Colts are fading right now, which sucked because they had such a good start to the year and it was so much fun those first 10 weeks of the year.
Yeah. Whether they have Riley Leonard or not, I think this is not going to be close. I think Seattle's going to show that they're one of the top teams in the league. Indianapolis is going to show they're helpless without Daniel Jones, which is something I never thought I'd ever say. But I don't think Riley Leonard can survive in the NFL. Like, you look at what he did last year, and it's mostly running the ball, which you're not going to be able to do as well against the NFL D linemen coming after you, and the linebackers. And his arm really isn't that very great. The passing game at Notre Dame last year wasn't really good. And they had a winning culture, and he's a winner. But this is the NFL. I don't think that he's going to survive. I think Seattle wins big. Packers versus Bears. Or Packers versus Broncos.
This will be a really boring game, I think. I think it's going to be a defensive game. I don't think either quarterback's going to play well in this one. But I'll go with Denver. I'll go with the better defense. I think Denver's looked good. They've won the games that mattered, and this is another start to their collection. They keep stacking these big wins, and if they get this one, they have to be respected a little bit more, or a lot more, especially with a win against this team. So I'll go with the Broncos in a close win, but I think that defense takes them over the edge.
If the Broncos win this game, I will believe in them. But for right now, I'm still unsure. I think the Packers, I've believed in them since the start, when they went on that big streak, and I think they're getting back to speed right now. Had a few wins in a row. They don't seem like they've been playing great, but they're 9-3. This team is really good. I think the Packers win this game. I think they're decisively better than the Broncos, and they'll show it in this one. Titans versus 49ers. Big game.
Yeah, this will be the Niners. It'll be an onslaught. It won't be close, I don't think. I think the offense is just going to be too good, and I don't think Cam Ward's going to be able to do anything, sadly. But I'll go with the Niners in a really easy win.
Yeah, there's always a chance to let Cam Ward flash. We've seen it a couple times,
Yeah.
But I got the Niners as well. They're so consistent, and this should be an easy win against a team that's completely sputtering and completely terrible. Lions versus Rams, another big game.
This was actually a weird game to pick because, I feel like I was called to pick the Lions for some weird reason in this one. The Green Goblin masks, pick them or do it.
Yeah, sure.
It kind of felt like that, but then I thought about it. It's the Rams are the best team in football. It's not very close.
I kind of felt the same way. Honestly.
So I'll go with the Rams in a good game. I do think the Lions show some more flashes why they are one of the best teams in the league. But I'll go with the Rams.
Yeah, I kind of went through that same thought process, and it's also the Rams are at home.
That's what I'm saying.
They've just been better.
It's just weird.
The Rams are probably. I'm going to pick the Rams to win this game. They probably will. Lions, though, definitely have a shot. The Lions have looked really good as of last week. So they could absolutely continue their run. But was that just kind of? Are they going to go back to what they were before? Are they going to continue? That's yet to be seen. But I think the Lions will continue it. But I think the Rams win anyway. In a really close, really competitive game. Rams get the win. Vikings versus Cowboys.
Another game that was kind of hard for me to pick.
I almost picked the Vikings.
And I did. So I went with the Vikings. I think the reasoning for that is we talked about the defense of the Cowboys earlier and how bad it is. I do think that J.J. McCarthy he played a really good game last week. And I think that Justin Jefferson, this might be the game against a really bad Dallas Cowboys secondary. This could be the game where he finally shows us who Justin Jefferson is, or JJ actually hits him. And I do think that the Vikings
this isn't a Justin Jefferson problem.
This is very true. If you put Justin Jefferson on literally maybe any other offense in football right now, he's the Justin Jefferson we all know, but he has JJ McCarthy throwing him the ball. But I do think that JJ plays well in this game against a really bad Dallas defense. And I think the offense as a whole for Minnesota is starting to get healthy, right? You get JJ back, Aaron Jones is fully healthy again. You're starting to get a couple guys back. I know you have no chance to playoffs at this point. But I do think that it's helpful going into next year to get a little bit of something. So I do think that Minnesota will win this game.
Yeah, I was about to give it to the Vikings, thinking about the Cowboys' defense and all. And I was like, wait, look. Just because 9 went in the closet last week. All right. That doesn't mean I'm going to believe in him now. All right, 9's coming back out. They're probably going to score some points because the Dallas defense sucks. But not the Dallas offense is going to score a lot of points as well. Dallas is going to find a way to win this game. Down the stretch, probably by 2 scores. I'll take Dallas. And then Dolphins versus Steelers.
I think this will be the Dolphins, and I actually think it'll be a pretty easy win. The Dolphins look really good right now, and Pittsburgh's defense, secondary-wise, hasn't been incredible this year, so I do think that the Dolphins' offense is going to be able to play well offensively, and I think that's what takes them over the edge. So I think the Tua, and I think the receivers look really good. I don't know about Devon Achane in this one, but I think the Jalen Waddle and Tua look really good in this game, and I'll go with Miami.
Sorry. I'm taking Miami as well. I think the Dolphins are very inconsistent, but when they're good, they're very good. And that's kind of the struggle with keeping your fire, Mike McDaniel. the flashes they show are so good, but they could not put it together. So I'm going to take the Dolphins here. I think they have one of their really good games against the Steelers team. So they keep it close. That's been really good as of recently, but Dolphins pulled out in the end. So yeah, that's all I got.
Is there a lot of changes this week? Like, is there a lot of differences?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6.
So
out of
amount.
16. 6 out of 16.
Pretty good amount.
Yeah, or 6 out of 15.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so tired.
That's a pretty good amount.
Yeah, so you could get within 5.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I lied.
no.
You get within 7.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna happen there.
We'll see
Anyway,
what happens.
time for dog of the week.
Dog of the week.
I called out the James Madison running back last week, so I didn't pick him this week. But great week. I went with a guy that I watched on Saturday have an absolute masterclass of a second half. That's Ben Roberts, linebacker, Texas Tech. He had 5 tackles, 1 pass defended, or deflected, or defended, whatever you want to call that, and 2 interceptions, both of which were in the second half, back to back. I mean, Buckmeyer's seeing go. She threw it right to him. One of them was a chest pass, and the other one was like a one-handed over the shoulder thing, which is cool.
Yeah, that catch was sick.
Yeah. And so Ben Roberts is my dog of the week. He led Texas Tech's second half surge in the Big 12 championship. They beat BYU 34-7 and secured bye in the college football playoff. Ben Roberts is the dog. He's my dog of the week.
Yeah.
No, you guys, Byron Brown.
I wish if he was playing this week, I would have picked him. So I actually had 2 options for players, and one of them was Ben Roberts, and then the other one was Gunnar Stockton from Georgia. Gunnar played an incredible game. He proved that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. But I went a different route. I really didn't see a true dog, in my opinion, on the field this week. So I went with a duo, and I went with a duo of coaches. I went with John Summerall, and I went with Bob Chesney. And the reason for that, we kind of talked about it last week,
great pick.
of the fire that they were showing for their teams and the fact that they're going to coach them through the playoffs. Like, that's a dog. Like, they are dogs. And they are some really cool people that are going to coach some really good teams in the playoffs. And we'll have to see what happens. But the fact that they both got their teams in, 2 group of 5 teams getting in, is awesome for those programs and awesome for them. I don't care what you think about it, college football playoff-wise. Those guys are dogs, and they showed a lot of heart last week in their conference championship game.
Yeah, that definitely stood out to me. The amount of fire there from the first snap to the last snap was incredible. So yeah.
Yeah, good episode.
Next week,
we got football.
Big one.
Football, boys.
College football, first round, playoffs, preview next week.
My favorite episodes are always when we do this. When we do the college football playoffs.
Very exciting. Look out for one on Thursday. So we decided?
Did we? Yeah.
Because I'm leaving on Friday.
Yeah.
So Thursday I'll be in Oxford if anyone wants to come say hi if you're a fan or anything. Or if you're an Ole Miss fan, you can come see my LSU gear. Also,
shout out.
So yeah, we'll see y'all in the next one.
All right. Peace.
Peace.